What's going on, family? Thank you for joining me for this week's edition of Tell the Truth Tuesday. I've been trying to figure out a way to get this truth out here without hurting anybody's feelings. And so for the last couple of weeks, I've been struggling within myself on how I was going to present it. And I've come to the conclusion that there is no other way to present this truth except just to put it out there for what it is. Sometimes, a lot of times, we talk too much. A lot of times we get to the point where we get to running our mouth and we start telling people things that they don't even need to know. We start telling people things that God never intended for us to share with anyone. But because we get so happy, because we get so excited, and because we want everybody to know the good that we got going on in our lives, we just put it out there regardless of who gets it, who catches it, or whatever the case may be, not even considering the ramifications of what might happen if that information gets into the hands of the wrong person. And y'all know how we do it. You know, just because I put the truth out there, don't necessarily mean you have to take me at my word for it. But there's always a story in the Bible that gives us an example that we should be able to follow to help us to keep from making those same mistakes. And I know a lot of people are familiar with the story about Hezekiah and how Hezekiah got sick and how the Lord sent the prophet to tell him to get his house in order. And how after he told him to get his house in order, Hezekiah turned to the wall and he prayed unto the Lord. And then before the prophet could get down the hallway, God sent him back in to tell him that the next 15 years of his life will go be better than what he had ever had before. But if you keep on reading that story, a couple of verses down, Hezekiah got into a similar situation where he told some people some things that he should not have told them. So this story starts off right as Hezekiah was sick and he was starting to get better. And it says, at that time, Baladan, the son of Baladan, king of Babylon, sent letters and a present unto Hezekiah, for he had heard that Hezekiah was sick. So the king in the other kingdom heard that Hezekiah was sick, so he sent Hezekiah a present, because of his illness, just to show him some love. We might think, oh, ain't no harm in that, which is not, because when somebody gets sick, you send them a card or get well letter or whatever the case may be, but you cannot interpret their well wishes as being somebody that you just need to overindulge information with just because they sent you a well wish. So it says, and Hezekiah hearkened unto them and showed them all the house of his precious things after he sent him a get well letter, the silver and the gold and the spices and the precious ointment and all the house of his armor and all that was found in his treasuries. There was nothing in his house nor in all his dominion that Hezekiah showed them not. Just because this man sent him a good get well present doesn't necessarily mean that when he came to visit him that he should share everything in his house with him. What I'm saying is, just because a person give you a like on Facebook, or just because a person give you a heart on Facebook, just because a person say, man, I ain't seen you in a long time, it's good to see you, that don't mean that you overindulge the information and give them the blueprints to your life. You sharing too much information. You telling them how you getting your blessings, where you getting your blessings from, the day and the hour that your blessings show up, and you ain't keeping nothing to yourself. And your enemy could be your enemy. They say they your friend. But you could very well, while you walking around showing this person that you think is your friend every intricate detail of your life, you could very well be showing the person that's going to be your undoing the very intricate detail of your life. Hezekiah took this man on a tour of his kingdom because he sent him a gift. You ought to have some close family and friends. I got close family and friends that I don't even share every intricate detail of my life with. All right. So then it says, And Isaiah, then came Isaiah, the prophet, unto King Hezekiah, and said unto him, what said these men? Basically, he's saying, who are these men that's done came into your house? And from whence came they unto thee? And Hezekiah said, oh, they are from a far country, even from Babylon. And he said, what have they seen in thy house? And Hezekiah answered and said, all the things that are in my house have they seen. There is nothing among my treasures that I have not showed them. And Isaiah said unto Hezekiah, hear the word of the Lord. So Hezekiah saying, man, who are these people that you done brought into your house, that you done brought into your life, that you know them well enough that you're willing to tell them everything? There is a small percentage of people that are in your circle or that surround you that you share that information with, and they got to be vetted. And when I say vetted, I mean years and years of friendship, heartache and pain and relationship ups and downs, and they have invested just as much in you as you have invested in them. But strangers, people you occasionally kick it with every now and then, you don't share with them the intricate details of your life. All behind a like and a heart and a smiley emoji that's laughing, or an emoji that's holding a heart and hugging it. And Isaiah said unto Hezekiah, hear the word of the Lord. Behold, the days come that all that is in thine house and that which thy fathers have laid up in store unto this day shall be carried into Babylon, and nothing shall be left, said the Lord. Basically, he's saying you showed your enemy, the person that's going to do you in, the person that's going to take your stuff, you showed him what you got and how to get it from you. Talking too much. Overly happy. It don't matter. I can share it with anybody. I tell people what I got going on. Ain't nobody gonna take nothing from me. Ain't nobody gonna come in and steal my joy. Ain't nobody gonna come in and steal my happiness. Ain't nobody gonna come in and steal my peace. You might be set, but what about your children after you? See, God set up a specific way that he wanted to bless you and your children. And now that you've shared that intricate detail on how the blessings of the Lord flow into your life, the enemy say, oh, okay, I know how to fix this now. So yeah, you go ahead and enjoy what you got, but your kids, I'm gonna cut this off. So after you die, everything after this ain't gonna work. Why do you think so many family businesses fail? Excuse me. And then it says, and of thy sons that shall issue from thee, the sons that you have, which you shall beget, shall they take away, and they shall be eunuchs in the palace of the king of Babylon. Then Hezekiah said unto Isaiah, good is the word of the Lord which thou hast spoken. And he said, is it not good if peace and truth be in my days? And the rest of the acts of Hezekiah and all his might, and how he made a pool and a conduit and brought water into the city, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And Hezekiah slept with his fathers, and Manasseh his son reigned in his stead. God basically sent the prophet in to say, Hezekiah, why did you share everything about your business to these strangers? Because the strangers are the ones that's going to do you in. Just because somebody give you a compliment, just because somebody give you a pat on the back, just because somebody walk in and say, man, I really like what you got going on here, that is not an invitation for you to overly share what you got going on in your life. Just say thank you and keep on pushing. The people that are on your team that need to know what you're doing and the moves you make, you know who they are. And even there are even some people that's close to you that's on your team, and you know what limitations to share with them. But the point being, stop sharing everything. It's all right for them to walk in and see the room, but don't show them the blueprints of the piping and the wiring that's behind the wall. All right, case in point, got one more story for you. Y'all know the story about Jacob and Laban, how Laban tricked Jacob into serving him all those years, and Laban kept changing Jacob's wages so that Jacob could stay in bondage to him. Well, the angel of the Lord appeared unto Jacob and showed him how he can overcome his situation, and Jacob put that plan into effect. But Jacob was wise enough to keep his stuff to himself. When Jacob got the plan from the angel of the Lord, Jacob didn't go out and tell people, "Ooh, the angel of the Lord came to me and told me how I'm going to get all these speckled and spotted rams and my flock is going to increase and Laban's flock is going to decrease. Watch and see what happened." Now, Jacob put it into action, and all they did was saw the reaction from the action he took after he got the word from the Lord. So when God gives you a plan or an idea, that's not the time for you to go out and share it with everybody. That's the time for you to put it into actions and let people see the fruit of your labor. All right, so we're going to read through this story again real quick. And I'm going to read through this. I ain't going to stop and I ain't going to lie. I might stop, but anyhow. And he said, "What shall I give thee?" And Jacob said, "Thou shalt not give me anything. If thou wilt do this thing for me, I will again feed and keep thy flock." So Jacob said, "I don't want none of what you got because I already know how I'm going to get mine. I will pass through all thy flock today, removing from thence all the speckled and spotted cattle, and all the brown cattle among the sheep, and the spotted and the speckled among the goats, and of such shall be my hire. So shall my righteousness answer for me in the time to come." Jacob say, my actions go speak louder than my words. I'm not going to tell you how I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it and show you what I got when it's done. But we make the mistake. We want to tell people how we getting, when we getting it, and where we getting it from. You talk too much. That's why you don't have nothing, because you talk more about it than you actually do it. And it says, "And he removed that day the he-goats that were ringed, straight, and spotted, and all the she-goats that were speckled and spotted, and every one that had some white in it, and all the brown among the sheep, and gave them into the hands of his sons." He gave his stuff to people that he could trust, people that he deal with, his family, his friends, that's been rocking with him since day one. Quit telling strangers all your business, just so that they can give you a pat on the back and a compliment. And it says, "And he set 3 days' journey between himself and Jacob fed the rest of Laban's flocks. And Jacob took him rods of green poplar and the hazel and chestnut tree, and peeled white streaks in them, and made the white appear which was in the rods." So Jacob started putting the plans into actions that the angel of the Lord had showed him. And it says, "And he set the rods which he had peeled before the flocks in the gutters in the watering troughs, and when the flocks came to drink, that they should conceive when they came to drink. And the flocks conceived before the rods, and brought forth cattle, ringed, straight, speckled, and spotted sheep. And Jacob did separate the lambs, and set the faces of the flock toward the ring straight, and all the brown in the flock of Laban. And he put his own flocks by themselves, and put them not unto Laban's cattle. And it came to pass, whensoever the stronger cattle did conceive, that Jacob laid the rods before the eyes of the cattle in the gutters, that they might conceive among the rods. But when the cattle were feeble, he put them not in, so the feebler were Laban's, and the stronger were Jacob's. And the man increased exceedingly, and had much cattle, and maidservants, and men servants, and cattle, and donkeys. All because Jacob knew how to take care of his business and didn't share it with nobody. Now imagine what would have happened had Jacob told people, "Man, I got a way. I'm going to get over on Laban. See, the angel showed me how to peel these poplar trees and how to lay them in the troughs when the sheep come drink. And that's how I'm getting all my sheep like that. Jacob didn't tell nobody what he was doing. He did it, got it done, and in the end, he benefited from it. The reason why our process is so messed up is because on the front end, we telling people how we gonna benefit from it, and then the devil come in or your enemy come in and shout stop you, and that's why on the back end you ain't getting it. Huh? You talk too much. We talk too much. Stop telling everybody your business. Stop telling people what you got going on. It's okay to share some information, but man, stop sharing the intricate details of how you getting it in, because all you doing is making it easy for your enemy to come in and take what you got. If God has given you a blessing, if God has given you a surefire idea that's going to work, keep it to yourself. It's almost like if you take a balloon and you blow that balloon up, as long as you holding the tip of that balloon, that air is going to stay in there. But the minute you start releasing it little bit by little bit, after a while, that balloon is going to be empty. It's going to be small on the inside. That's the equivalence of you having a vision or a dream, or you getting it in, and every time you come around, you loosen that nozzle a little bit, you let that air out, you letting your secret sauce out. You giving them the blueprints, man. Stop talking so much. Stop sharing the intricate details. You can share the results of the details, but stop telling people how you're getting it. Because what's going to happen, they going to take your idea and they going to use it for themselves. And whereas your children are now cut off because your business has failed, theirs is going to thrive because they took what you said and they used it to benefit themselves. If you come up with the people that surround you. If you come up and you want everybody else to come up, then share what you got with them. But don't tell them how to get it, because then you're going to lose out. And they might not bring you up the same way you intended to bring them up. Everybody is not your best friend. Everybody does not have your best interest at heart. And if you have a hard time discerning who is and who ain't, pray and ask God. Ask him to reveal to you who's for me and who's not. And don't be surprised the people that he show you that's not. Because the main ones that's cheering for you, they might be the main ones out to get you or been holding you back all this time. Or you may have got a new set of friends and you listening to them more than the ones that's been running with you. And that ain't working. That's because you listening to some people that stay deciphering your ideas and your dream, and the people that would have supported you and helped you get off the ground, you put them down because you don't feel like they where you trying to go. How about y'all go together? They pushing you up, pull them up. Anyhow, that concludes today's Tell the Truth Tuesday. And the truth of the matter is that sometimes we talk too much. I understand that there are different topics that people would like to discuss and talk about. So if you have something that you want to know the truth about, you can shoot me an inbox, and I'll include it in one of the upcoming conversations, and we'll try to find some scriptures to go along with it. Because, you know, a preacher can sit in front of you, or your pastor can sit in front of you, or somebody that claim to be affluent in the word of God, they can sit in front of you. But if they don't have wisdom from God, they will give you the wrong interpretation and have you going in the wrong direction, and the whole time you think you're right. This is Tell the Truth Tuesday. Yeah, I said it.